it's just so hard to record a podcast sometimes when you're an amateur, you know?
Life gets in the way.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. I mean, we got kids coming in here. I had to deal with a kid before we started recording, but it's great to be recording again. I'm always happy to be recording a podcast with you, Dave.
Absolutely, and you have to deal with me and all my demands.
Yes. It's like, oh my God, so like, where's your bottle opener? Where's the cooler, bro?
Yeah, I require cold beer on demand.
You know,
have everything. Well, no, I actually had to set up tonight.
I know,
which is ridiculous. That's not at all in the agreement.
This wasn't planned by me at all. No, yeah. I didn't make this happen.
You pay off.
It was the kids.
Yeah. Let's see how this works.
Yeah, I wanted you to see what I go through every night in setup. I
do not envy 1 minute of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not that bad. I mean, we set up a couple lights. We set up the mixer. I mean, it's really nothing to it, really.
Yeah, Ben has this nice bag that he's really
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of my new. I'm proud of my new podcast bag. It perfectly fits the mixer, the cords, everything like that. You know, it's no big deal. Well, it's whatever.
I just want to say welcome, everybody, to Blockbuster Mentality. I am Dave.
And I am Ben.
See, we got that right.
Wow, look at that. That's how you open a show. Again, man, we're just on fire with these show openings. But again, yeah, it's great to be recording again. I know, you have some things you want to get off your chest, but first, we do want to let you folks know we are doing top 5 movie robots today.
Yeah.
So definitely be on the watch for that. Stay tuned for that. But first, what was that?
I don't know what you said. Yes, this one that you are currently listening to. Be on the lookout for the episode you have downloaded and are listening to. It's coming to you soon.
We started off this show all flustered, and I can't get the words out sometimes.
We're a little out of sorts starting, but it's fine. Yeah, but the thing I said, I am really irritated with MoviePass.
Yeah, what's going on with MoviePass? This is ridiculous.
Ben and I are planning on doing sort of a remote episode on Jurassic World.
Still are planning.
We're going to eventually, but we just don't know when.
Right.
The question is, when am I going to be able to, or when are either one of us going to be able to see this movie by just using our MoviePass card?
Yeah.
It is getting harder and harder to see a movie. It is so frustrating. They keep putting more and more restrictions on how you can actually get your tickets and all this stuff.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, the biggest thing is you have to be within 100 yards of a theater. And that doesn't sound so bad until you get there and there are no seats available.
Right.
And it's not just the big movies. I wanted to go see Tag on Monday night with my wife, and they were all full. And the only other way around it is for me to drive to the theater at some early part of the day and try to check in.
Yeah.
I just don't have time to do that.
And that's ridiculous. How is a movie going to be packed midweek?
I know.
And it's especially you got comedy. It's not like it's this like blockbuster film. I could understand Jurassic World being Monday still kind of packed, but man, it's insane. And would you pay like $2 more a month to be able to schedule it in advance?
Oh, without question.
Yeah.
And now we got news of AMC rolling out their thing,
right?
Which is going to let you book in advance and go see IMAX and 3D and all this other stuff. It starts to look like just a $10 thing you pay a little bit more just to not have the headache to worry about, how am I going to get to this movie tonight?
I mean, it would even be more convenient if you could, if you book the ticket just within a 24-hour time frame. Like if I want to book a ticket for tomorrow morning, I can't technically until midnight. It's ridiculous. And if we were allowed to see IMAX, there's plenty of seats in IMAX. Like that, it takes a lot to fill out that one. Whereas I, can only see like in the small theaters, and I'm trying to see a Jurassic World at 9:30 tomorrow morning or 10, and like there's only like 8 seats left, so I'm hoping that they'll still be there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, because it's so easy now to just get, the one near us is AMC, which is a nice renovated theater. It's only like a mile from my house, but some of the like where Tag, the theater is so small with these recliners. I know. There's like maybe there's 40 seats in the whole theater.
Yeah,
and all you really need to do is just download the app, put in your card information, and it's super easy to buy ahead. So you're competing with all these people that on their app that just click a few buttons. Here I am racing around town trying to check.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So, I mean, MoviePass has been a mess, as a company for a little while now. Just, with the whole, switching into $9.99 and then, people having issues with having to take pictures of their tickets and which I have to do now.
It's a pain.
It is good when, you don't have these, this seat issue. I think that's the main thing.
That's it. Yeah, just getting to and it starts to feel like they actually don't really want you to go.
Yeah.
Like their whole plan is to make it as hard as possible for you to see a movie because they must be losing money in every transaction.
Yeah.
So that must be their way of like discouraging you.
Right.
You know? And you even had this little thing, not a hack, but if you arrive early, you were logging in and out because
because me and my wife both have it. So yeah, that's why they need a family plan. But yeah, I would go check in on mine and then log out of mine, log into my wife's, check in. That way she didn't have to be there because then we would go to the movie that night or something if I bought them in the morning.
Yeah, you had told me about that.
Right.
I was just about to do that the other day. I signed in with my wife's. I just wanted to test it before I left. I signed in with my wife's credentials, and I get this thing that pops up and says, like, warning, if you sign in with this account, you'll be locked into this device for 30 days or something like that. Yeah. So you can't just switch back and forth.
Right.
So once I do that, I can't log back into mine. So it's done. So you can't even do that. So that requires to go early to have both phones physically. So I have to have my wife's phone for the whole day if I leave in the morning just to go check in, or I drive back and it's like it's
so
just
stupid.
Blow my head off now.
Exactly. Yeah, they need to have some sort of family plan or something. But at least
family plan.
At least you didn't like get to the theater and do that. At least you tested it out first.
Yeah, I would have been furious if that happened. And now I just don't. I don't really want to pay for a movie because I don't feel like I should have to.
Right.
I did that for Avengers: Infinity War just because I really wanted to see it. But I don't think I want to do that anymore.
Right. And I also am not happy that they don't let you see the same movie twice anymore. They used to let you, and now they stopped that.
That's
and
a new one. Yeah.
Irritating.
How many restrictions have they put on within the last 30 days?
Yeah.
It's got to be like.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously taking advantage of it, but I would go to my wife to see like Star Wars or something, and then I would go see Star Wars again with my son and use her movie pass for him. I mean, that's probably against the rules. I probably shouldn't be saying that in public, but
terrible.
Whatever.
What a terrible person.
They skim through movie podcasts to hear about that. But
the new AMC A-list thing, you can see I think 3 a week, and you can see all 3 of those on the same day.
Yeah,
that's more than enough.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no way. I don't remember the last time I saw 3 movies in a week. So
you're month to month on Movie Pass?
Yeah, I think so. Because I paid $9.99 a month.
Okay, so you could cancel. I actually bought the year one because it was cheaper. It was like $90 for the year. I bought that in February, so I'm kind of locked in. Unless I just get irritated. I'll say I probably have gotten my money's worth. Honestly.
Oh yeah, I think you have.
So it's just a matter of if I get ticked off enough. I think eventually I just see unless Movie Pass changes, which I really don't think they're going to.
Right.
I just see myself getting the AMC A-list thing.
Yeah, I do want to see Tag though.
I do. I want to see it too. I couldn't.
I really couldn't.
I looked at it again tonight, and it's 2 seats, or there's like one seat or 2 seats in the front. It's like I don't want to sit there. I don't even know why they even have those seats.
Yeah, exactly. I was in the front row for A Quiet Place just because it was like last minute on a Saturday night, and was like, all right, I guess we'll just sit in the front row. And my neck hurt after. You get used to it after a while, but still, it's like
used to being like tilted and all the way.
You stop noticing it after a while, but still,
the pain goes away.
It's no way to watch a movie. That's not how God intended us to watch movies.
So I just wanted to get that off my chest. I don't know if anybody else has Movie Pass. I'm sure you're dealing with the same frustrations. The company, I think, will just probably die at some point.
Absolutely. I mean, they're total. I mean, if you see a movie a month, they're losing money because it's $9.99. A ticket's like $10, $11, unless you're going to the matinees or whatever.
So just one more thing about them. I sent them whatever that day was, Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, I guess it was Monday. I sent them an email being like, "Hey, this happened to me. Can you explain to me what's going on and why I have to jump through all these hoops? Just can you do something here to let me be able to book ahead?" And I didn't get it. I got a response finally today that wasn't actually an answer. It was a response that they acknowledged my email. And that the team is very busy and they will eventually get to me.
We got your email. Just letting you know.
Thanks.
This is your friendly reminder that we received your email.
Why bother? I mean, somebody must have read it. By the time it takes to I don't know, just pump out just say you suck. That would have been just better.
Exactly.
We're not doing nothing. Just deal with it. Would have been better.
And I don't even know when necessarily we're releasing this episode. So by the time we do release this episode, the company might be dead.
It'll be gone under.
it'll be over. But, I mean, that's a good thing that you already have it paid for. It's already paid for, so you technically could get your AMC one if you wanted to, whenever.
Yeah.
If it seems better. So
I've had it for like, I guess almost February to now. So I've probably seen like 20 movies.
you think that many?
I think so. I've seen quite a few. So I think I've gotten my money's worth.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, 20. I mean, yeah, that's $200 right there.
And there is
at
a
least.
little the thing with I still think I'm racking up Stubbs rewards even every time I buy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm getting popcorn
That's
for like $2.
that is another benefit of it is you are racking up the AMC stubs, which I don't know if will happen if you get the $19.99 AMC one. Like I don't know if you'll still get AMC points for that or what, but
I think it's a next level. Well, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how that works.
but-
But either way, that's where I see myself. That is kind of the future. It's perfect for us. I mean, we're not the average consumer, so
Right.
I don't know how many people are actually going to buy that thing. And maybe all of this is just the summer blockbuster season because I don't remember having this difficulty a couple of months ago.
yeah, I mean, yeah, this hasn't been really an issue until it gets to the blockbusters.
Well, I will say I got into Adrift very easily.
Yay!
That movie sucked. That was a steaming
It
pile.
was terrible, eh? Did you see Ocean's 8 yet?
No, and
You have
will
no
not.
interest?
It's not happening.
Are you an Ocean's 11 fan?
Yeah, but this is such. What is it with these? We're just going to remake it with a female cast? Like,
Ghostbusters?
yeah, this is going to be the thing now.
That's
like,
the thing.
Okay.
It's going to be, Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
but
we'll do like the longest yard.
yeah. I don't know, man.
And it didn't do anything for me. Maybe it's. I don't know. Has it gotten? Well, I'm sure it got.
I mean, I think it's making some money, but it's got, I think, mediocre reviews. But I'm not. I probably won't see it. I might see it when it's on digital at some point, but
I don't imagine myself seeing that. Oh, I know we don't really do news, but there was news relevant to the T-shirt you're wearing, based on the nice Han Solo. I actually bought that.
beautiful
shirt for Ben.
gift from Dave. Thank you.
This is how we do it.
Thank you. It's encouraging me to lose weight.
This is the real Han Solo.
It's a little tight. He didn't know my size, but I still appreciate it.
We'll do the size stuff.
Yeah,
I'll get the tape measure out and we'll get it all sorted.
Please do. I'm just gonna do the show like this the whole time for you YouTube folks. Just hold it out like that, and I should have a sign here. Dave bought it for me. Look at that, and big lights flashing and all that.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that it was clear to everybody.
All right, we see it, but
it was $5. It's only all it was.
That's a little tacky to say what the price was. So
This is the real Harrison. It's Harrison Ford.
Yes, that's-
real Solo. And to that, because the new Solo has sucked so bad, both by critics
Money-wise.
and
I don't think critics wise, I
don't really know what the Rotten Tomato score is, but
actually I can't say that either.
I want to say it sucked. I liked it, but it wasn't the best movie. Anyways, based on its monetary failure, at least they're holding off on Jango Fett and Obi-Wan.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. And,
Sorry.
I do appreciate that.
They're holding off on the spin-off movies. So, I mean, both those movies were never actually confirmed by Lucasfilm. But according to Collider, I guess they broke the story. Apparently, Obi-Wan was definitely in pre-production, but there's no confirmation that Boba Fett was going to happen.
Do you have any
from
details
Lucasfilm.
on? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have any details on what the Obi-Wan was going to be?
No, we have no idea what exactly, what it was going to be about or anything. I mean, obviously, I would assume it's his time on Tatooine. I mean, that would make the most sense.
Oh, I wouldn't want that. I would want to see him like as a Padawan or something like that.
I mean, I think
What is he doing on Tatooine? He's just what is he doing there? He's going to live in a cave?
I don't know.
2 hours?
So whether they're going to bring Liam Neeson back and show his time with Qui-Gon?
Maybe. Or there's Yoda there.
Yeah,
Everyone's going to love that.
Yeah.
There's probably some Sith that he has to battle or something like that.
I don't know. I kind of see it would be almost a more interesting, just as a movie guy. I really don't have interest in him as a Padawan. Like him on Tatooine, just what he kind of went through, the elements of Tatooine and kind of watching over Luke, and maybe he does have run-ins with Owen sometimes, Owen tell him to stay away or something.
Is that enough to? I don't know.
Well, I mean, obviously there would be a lot more to it.
What I would like is Padawan. I would like, because he's very I don't want to call young Obi-Wan self-righteous, but he's a little bit, with scolding Anakin all the time. He's like Mr. Perfect.
Right.
So I'd like to see a time when maybe he wasn't Mr. Perfect. And maybe I'd like to see him have a love interest that he has to lose that attachment or something to tell the story of how that the Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan became this I don't know, like perfect student kind of guy.
I do like that. It does seem a little too close to Han Solo. Like they're just showing the young Han Solo. Now we're doing young Obi-Wan. Whereas Boba Fett, I would be interested to see if he got out of the Sarlacc pit and anything after that. And then
I thought he slowly digested over 1,000 years.
That's true. But
although, I don't even want these movies anyways. What am I saying? I'm trying to just justify what it could be. I
mean, the main thing is the report said that they're focusing on Episode 9 and this other trilogy that possibly Rian Johnson is making. But you want to maybe do a show? You want to maybe do the top 5 movie robots?
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, wait. I don't even have a list.
Oh, no, okay. No. All right, we'll rewind and folks, give us a minute while we compile a quick list.
But yes, we appreciate you all bearing with us as we get into our riveting.
We'll definitely do a timestamp in the description on this episode.
Yeah. How did you feel about putting this one together? I waffled a bit, and there are some that I purposely didn't include, if that makes sense. And I don't want to give that away, but there's a couple that I had to include. So this one was...
Yeah, I'm pretty similar to that. I mean, I definitely did favorites. I didn't do best movie robots just cinematically. These are... things that worked in cinema. Like I just did my favorites.
Yeah. I had some favorites that, because I didn't cheat, but I looked up some stuff trying to.
You gotta remind yourself of what's out there. And
I had a number of them that I'm like, oh, I like this, but I can't really say I remember those movies as well.
Right.
They're not fresh in my mind. So I have that's sort of my bias. It's what's more in my head, not something I saw like. I don't know, just like 10 years ago or 15 years ago necessarily. So
I'd say I'm pretty much in agreement with you there. Pretty much all my lists that I've seen pretty much very recently, with the exception of maybe one, but I'm just so familiar with this one that, well, I guess we'll find out.
Okay.
So why don't you go ahead and give us your number 5? Let's just jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it. My number 5 is Tars from Interstellar. I thought this character was so creative. It's very just a unique kind of looking thing, the way like that he was constructed and his personality. I thought he fit in perfectly with that movie. I guess thinking about it as not because you think about a HAL 9000, because in the 2001 episode we talked about how similar Interstellar is to
definitely
to 2001. So he's not HAL at all, but in a way he's. Yeah, if you think about it, it's kind of he plays that role.
Yeah, I mean he controls things on the ship. He controls basically everything, but he does have a physical body. So yeah, I mean, I think we both came to an agreement in this where that HAL wouldn't be included because he's a computer. Like he's not robotic. He doesn't move around or anything like that.
Yeah, great point. We talked earlier. Yeah, I think he's not. He's an artificial intelligence.
Right.
But he doesn't have a physical body.
Yeah.
So that's not a robot, right?
Exactly.
That's just a brain.
Yeah.
Supercomputer.
So I think that makes sense not to leave him.
The difference with Tars is a physical body that you can plug into the ship. But I just thought the way they created this thing, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a great choice. I love the design of him and just how he works. Like at first he's like 2 big rectangles or whatever, and then like he can make it smaller rectangles and like do different things, and he's got an interesting personality.
Humor level 70% or whatever.
Right.
But I just thought, the design, it's not like any other robot I've ever seen in a movie.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah, it's very unique.
Yeah.
Did I tell you that I heard, obviously we talked about 2001 A Space Odyssey. They were re-releasing it for the 50th anniversary. I guess Chris Nolan actually introduced it. Did we already talk about that?
Yeah, but I missed the whole detail that he actually oversaw the remastering of it.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, he introduced it and like the restoration he did. So like not obvious, but like clearly that's like special to him, and now even
I guess, and then I heard that it is his favorite movie.
Okay,
so that makes total sense. Now now that we watched 2001, I want to go back and watch Interstellar just to see the more similarities. So
question is, I'm sorry, 2001 was what, 2 hours?
Yeah.
Interstellar was 2 hours 45 minutes.
Oh,
which one feels longer? That's the battle.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, I remember thinking like the first hour and a half of Interstellar just kind of flew by.
It was like its own movie, right?
Yeah, and then it maybe dropped. Yeah, it's true. Like, which one actually felt longer? Yeah.
So that's his favorite movie.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because when we did our show, the only bit I knew was that he introduced it, so he was a fan, but I didn't know that he was like, he oversaw the technical aspects of restoring it. So God, I really want. I wonder the copy we have. It can't be that one that's out in theaters now. The one that we reviewed. I don't think so. I don't think it's the restored version. It could be, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
God, I want to see that so bad.
Yeah.
It's probably gone now. Already,
I'm pretty sure the restored version might be. I don't know, but yeah.
So that's his favorite movie. Huh?
That's his favorite movie.
It makes me love him even more.
Yeah.
It makes me just feel that much better about how much we both love 2001 because we love Christopher Nolan so much.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
Great stuff there.
Yeah, and Tars, yeah, that's a great choice for your number 5.
Thanks. What do you
he's
got?
on my honorable mentions. So
I don't care about your honorables, Ben. You know, if it's not on your list, man, you just can't say like,
Whatever.
you know, I kind of agree. You know?
I mean, I'd do top 10s if you would
No,
allow
10.
it, but
I could not come up with 10 of anything. We did 10, and I struggled so hard. So 5, yeah.
Okay.
I like. Sorry, but yeah, but I come up with like a sketch of a bunch, and then I narrow it, and then yeah. So I'm just talking nonsense now. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I mean, thanks for giving us your strategy.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Vision from Age of Ultron.
Is he a robot?
Yeah, he is.
doesn't have
an
human
actual,
flesh?
No, how can if you have human flesh? How can he go through walls and become like he can kind of disintegrate and becomes like digital almost, and he can make his own cape and everything.
Okay, so they didn't splice him with. No, I guess not, huh? Because they
I
made.
mean, if you don't think he is, maybe I can come up with another one, but I'm pretty sure he's a robot.
Because I struggle with if he's
I
a
mean-
robot. Because I thought, because Ultron was made with.
Ultron was going to make him and put himself in that body,
Yeah.
because it was even more indestructible. But
All right, I'll allow it.
okay, thank you. Yes, he was actually made. He is an artificial intelligence in a body that was made.
Yeah.
And technically, I mean, even if it has human flesh, I don't know.
because he can go through. But I thought
I don't
they-
want to spoil anything that might be on your list later, but you know, like Blade Runner-esque or anything like that. I mean, that's technically the same thing.
Right, yeah, that's true.
So,
But I thought they were all made with a bit of some bit of human DNA or something. But maybe Vision was different. So
Vision is really cool.
Vision's awesome.
I
Sorry.
like him.
I didn't mean to derail.
He's one of my favorite parts of Age of Ultron. I liked him in Civil War, obviously too. Didn't. I liked him in everything he was in. I was going to bring up stuff about Infinity War, but
I think we both said we didn't like him as much in that. Just the way they
right.
did with the
Yeah,
character,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, but
but
he
yeah,
was-
Vision. He's just something about him in Age of Ultron. He just like pops off the screen and just Paul Bettany just really conveys what that character is so well, and it's just you root for him and you understand him.
Yeah.
When he shows up, it's a hurrah moment. Things like that. But yeah, I really like Vision. I like the design. I'm a big fan of purple, and
Well, the one thing I liked about him a lot was he was like Jarvis come to life. Because obviously, it's
Right,
gets
yeah,
him the
exactly,
voice,
yeah.
But it's nice to see that in a physical form. That's kind of how I saw it.
Yeah, it's finally see Jarvis in a physical form.
And he
so.
has the Infinity Stone, which I ended up, learning all about.
Right, yeah,
nerding
and
out with you on that stuff. So.
And I like his philosophy. He's not on the side of. He's on the side of life. He doesn't necessarily mean I'm a good or bad guy. I'm just on the side of life. So I'm siding with the Avengers. He's got an interesting philosophy about him.
Oh, that reminds me. And you haven't seen Watchmen, right?
I have not.
It's that attitude is sort of like as a character, Dr. Manhattan, who's even more detached. But it's that sort of like I'm above it all sort of perspective, which I think is kind of what you're saying.
Right.
Dr. Manhattan has it, but even like it almost goes too far. But
okay,
you'd appreciate that. Just
Yeah.
if you like that, you'll like
right.
that. Too.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Vision's my number 5.
Excellent. My number 4, and you knew this one was coming. You called this one earlier.
Oh.
I'm going with David from Prometheus
Okay.
and Alien Covenant.
Gotcha.
And
So I know Michael Fassbender plays him.
I love Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I
He does
like
a
him too.
Really great job. I think I've talked about both of these movies way too much in previous episodes. All I'll say is he's really cool, he's really interesting, and he turns into a literal monster. He's so evil.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So he's evil. Spoiler alert.
Oh well,
Yeah,
there you go.
What are you gonna do?
But most of the robots, that's kind of what robots are all about, right?
Yeah.
Unless they're like fun. But yeah, anyway, so I don't want to say any more about it because I've talked those movies to death without actually reviewing those movies. So
Yeah, I'm gonna check them out finally. I finally saw the first Alien. I do a movie podcast, and I just finally saw first Alien.
Ash would have been.
Yeah,
Ash
yeah.
would have
I
been an
actually,
honorable, right?
yeah, he's definitely an honorable. He was a very cool,
Yeah.
character. Especially the reveal that he was an android, and
No idea,
After
right?
all these years, I was like, oh, wow, look at that.
And so, well, I guess that'd be the example. David's more fresh in my mind, as I was saying when we started, than Ash. So I don't have a lot. Well, I don't want to say too much about either one of them, but that was my rationalization. And he's in 2 movies, so I don't want to say any more on that. One day, if you ever see those, maybe we'll do an episode.
Yeah, I would enjoy that, especially if another Alien comes out. Maybe we'll be topical and do it.
I don't know. Ridley Scott, man. I don't know if it's going to happen.
We'll see. My number 4, which I don't think we'll talk long on because I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's Ava from Ex Machina.
I have not.
Alicia Vikander plays her, obviously starring Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson. And it's directed by Alex Garland, who did Annihilation.
I want to see it.
But yeah, it's just a very cool way of doing artificial intelligence. Obviously, she's a robot, and Oscar Isaac's character's doing tests with Domhnall Gleeson to he fully shows her that she's a robot, but she has a human face. But you totally buy that she is a person. You see her mechanical, her arms and even her head, top of her head, you can see it's mechanical, but just the way, she questions Domhnall Gleeson, things like that, you can just totally buy that there's a living thing in that.
Oh, interesting. So
I know it's artificial intelligence, but and that's kind of what Domhnall Gleeson's character kind of goes through. So that's why that movie's so intriguing to me too. It's just what is being alive then?
Yeah.
What is being human? What is all that? So
well, that sounds like that's right up my alley.
yes, definitely.
It really does.
And
what's my problem?
Another great thing about that movie, it's an hour and a half.
Oh, perfect.
And it's
that's
a
my
deep
perfect
movie.
length.
Yes, exactly.
That's awesome.
So yeah, again, Alicia
gotta see
Vikander,
that.
amazing performance in that role, and it's just again everything I said. Definitely check it out. But yeah, she's great, and yeah,
Awesome.
Ava from Ex Machina.
Okay, so you go see Alien, and I'll go, you go see Prometheus and Alien Covenant, and I'll check out Ex Machina.
Deal.
Is that a deal?
I mean, I have to watch 2 movies, but whatever.
And yeah, Ex Machina is probably better than both critically, but hey, there's a lot of gore in the other 2.
Oh, okay.
They're fun.
There's
And you get some deep philosophy stuff. So
okay.
Actually, kind of along the same lines there about the creator and the creator. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
No, it's cool.
My number 3 is a robot I could not keep off this list, which is T-800, the Terminator.
Yep.
I cannot keep this guy off. It's Arnold, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Arnold.
I have to keep this guy. I had to put him on.
Yeah,
It's great stuff.
I'm glad you put him on because I didn't.
Okay. Somebody had to.
Yes, exactly.
There's really, I don't even think I really have to justify it. I mean,
No, I mean,
it's an amazing, awesome sci-fi movie.
Right.
He's a robot. You think he's a bad guy, and he's actually not a bad guy, and he's willing to sacrifice himself to, help the kid. And,
well, yeah, within the 2 movies,
Right.
yeah. No, that's a great choice. I was thinking about putting him on, but those movies aren't fresh in my mind either. So that's kind of how you went about it. It's kind of how I went
actually
about it
watched
too.
him recently, and he showed up in Terminator Genesis as well, which I don't think was well received critically, or I don't think it did very well, but I actually really liked it. So
Hey, movies are subjective.
they are.
Terminator for me, I watched them when I was, really getting into movies when I was 18, and you go down a list of, movies you got to see, and then I watched those. So it's not like something I went back to a lot after that. I mean, I enjoyed them a lot. It's just not something that I.
Did you see the one with Sam Worthington? I didn't mind.
No,
that one
I've only seen the first 2. I've only seen Terminator and Judgment Day.
3, I think I partially watched and gave up on it.
Yeah.
So I can't say to that, but it's a scary concept, right? Where the robots kill you.
Definitely. Well, I just love the concept of time travel and that whole twist ending in that first one, and then I mean, it's good. And then just the turnaround of Arnold's character in the second in Judgment Day is it's good stuff. And I mean, I'm glad one of us had it because
it's a great character.
That's a robot that most people are gonna say is number 1. I was looking at so many lists before doing research, and he's at number 1
between the 2 of us. I mean, someone had to have it.
Agreed.
All right, what do you got for number 3?
My number 3 is don't know if it's going to be a popular choice or not, but I'm just going to go with my heart here. I'm going to go with WALL-E.
Oh, that is my number 2.
Really?
I love WALL-E.
Wow,
That's great
nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
I love Wally. I fell in love with this character.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to like see this movie again. I don't even think I own it. I want to go buy it.
Yeah,
and see
it's
it again.
great. It's great. Yeah, just a character. He doesn't talk, or
It's
I mean, he
hilarious.
says little things here and there, but yeah, there's no words, you know, throughout most of the movie.
Yeah.
And you know, a character that just picks up trash all day and just wants to find companionship, wants to find love, you know. But yeah, he's hilarious too. I mean,
He's got a personality.
Right.
Just little, yeah, like you say, he doesn't speak, but yet you know all of his, well, that's really more of a credit to, I guess, Pixar, right? But
Right.
have this character to do, you know, all of his movements, you like can decipher it. It doesn't need to talk, which is great. It's really great filmmaking.
Yeah,
actually.
definitely. Yeah.
Well, he reminds me of who I thought about putting on was Johnny Five from Short Circuit.
Yep.
Then I'm thinking I haven't seen that movie since I think I was like 9 years old, so it's not. And then there's just I think there was this whole dispute that Wally was derived from Johnny Five.
Right.
'cause
Yeah.
of
I mean, yeah, the eyes. I
eyes.
mean, the head looks exactly like him, and
Yeah.
even the hands a little bit too.
The director denies it. He said they're motivated by binoculars at a baseball game. He's lying.
He's a liar. He's
such a
filthy
liar.
But yeah, Wally's. I mean, the only drawback I have is I've seen it zillions and zillions of times because my middle son goes through spurts of different movies he'll watch, and Wally was one of them for the longest time.
Wally became your worst enemy.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh my god, if I
Wally.
watch this one more time, but I have to include him on here. And
Love
yeah,
Wally.
yeah,
I think I've only seen that movie like twice, so I haven't been spoiled
yeah,
or soured.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, great character, great movie. It's got a lot of heart, and yeah,
All right, so that was
Wally's got a lot of heart.
that was my number. He does. That was my number 2. So go ahead to your number 2.
No, my number 3. So what's your number 3?
That was Terminator.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Haha. All right. My number 2. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. My number 2. It's so funny that you brought up a certain character a second ago. I kept my composure and didn't speak up. But
no.
my number 2 is Johnny Five.
Oh, all right. I mean, I'll accept it. It wasn't in my mind, so
Yeah.
I want. Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
Johnny Five,
Alive.
especially the second one. The second one is my one of my guilty pleasure movies. I'd love to do top 5 guilty pleasure movies, but
I think you'll win that. I'm not a guilty pleasure guy. Well, I have
you know.
some, but
you know, you're afraid to open up yourself to,
Yeah,
to life.
I'm so guarded.
Yeah, Johnny Five. I love Johnny Five. I mean, the first one obviously too, but
I don't think I
but yeah,
remember
the second
part
one.
2.
Really,
What
it's
was
when
it?
he's in New York. He gets to the city, and he gets like tattooed by the gang because they we need the radios in the cars for the children, our children and family.
This
And
sounds
he
like
steals
almost-
radios and stuff.
This is like 80s movie.
Los Locos kick your ass. Los Locos. Remember that? But yeah, Johnny Five. I had to include him. He's a childhood, love of mine, and I've showed my kids it as well, and they love him too. So I have to include Johnny Five. He is almost my favorite robot in movie history.
He's supposed to be like a military robot who
Yes.
turns good or something like that?
Yeah,
Just have,
in the first one, they were made these robots to combat against the Cold War or whatever, to
Right.
meet up with Russia or whatever.
He's got a malfunction.
He's got
Nice.
he's got a malfunction because he gets hit by lightning. And then so he becomes alive.
This is clearly much fresher in your mind than in mine. So I'm
mean,
glad you have it on yours than
It's
me.
been like
'cause
a couple of years actually since I saw it, but
I haven't seen it in so long. So that's
Yes,
awesome.
yes.
I'm glad you had that and you could still talk on it because I can't talk about it at
Yeah.
all. So that's awesome. I'm glad.
Well,
I'm glad you had it. This is just like I had Terminator. You had Johnny Five. That's awesome.
there
Good
we
stuff.
go. Sweet.
It feels like the number 1 is obvious here. The number 1 is clearly, and if this is not it, I'm walking out.
Okay.
Number 1 is R2D2.
That is half of my number 1. For my number 1, I put C-3PO and R2D2.
Okay, well, gay sidekick can be on
Yes.
too.
I feel like,
They are a
you have
duo.
to include them. And go ahead.
No,
Speak on R2D2.
R2D2 is one of the greatest characters in all of movie history.
Tell me the story of Star Wars. We have time. Go ahead.
The story of Star Wars is told through these 2 droids, right? That was Lucas's original idea.
Yeah, that's true.
That they are the storytellers.
I mean, it starts with them. I mean, they're integral part of the movie.
He's great in everything. Everything you put R2, 3PO is great too. I love 3PO. I like to knock him because he's kind of weird, but he's great comic
The
relief.
characters like to knock him too. So I mean,
exactly. He's there to pick on. R2 is awesome. He's awesome in the Clone Wars. You put him in anything, and he's great. He saves the day. He just does the little beeps and squeaks. They gave him the rockets later, which just only made him cooler. You know?
Yeah, he's got a personality. I mean, he's got a distinct personality. And he only has beeps. You know? Yeah, he's feisty. Exactly. That's a great word for it. But yeah, I mean,
what's your favorite R2 moment? Because I know mine already.
Ooh.
Okay, while you're thinking,
yes.
My favorite R2 moment is when Luke lands on Dagobah. And then R2 falls and falls into the water, and then the little periscope thing goes, and it looks like R2, and it's just like it's like laughing at your dog. You know, that's my favorite R2 moment.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty up there. I mean, I love the moment where he finally fixes the hyperdrive in Empire, and he flies back.
He's a hero.
Yeah.
He's everything. He's so awesome. I love R2. I have the life-size, as a kid, I had the life-size toy thing.
It's
nice. Like a bin with the top.
Nice. Yeah. Man, you put me on the spot with my favorite R2 moment. I wish I had one. I wish I, that's a good moment.
When I was in high school, my parents went away and we threw a party. And the R2 became the bin for the beer cans and beer bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just realized what I'm admitting to, and then it became like R2 was like it became like the symbol for the party. So then somebody wrote a song about it, and it was a part of the song lyrics. So R2 had thrown a party. It was like,
oh, that's great.
Love it.
Oh,
love R2.
Awesome.
Love R2 so much.
Yeah, R2's great. You can't go wrong. And C-3PO, I love C-3PO. I love him when he's on Chewbacca's back and just, he's helpless, so he's just running his mouth the whole time.
It's pure joy, both of these two, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they've brought me much of joy in my life.
It's just a smile and a laugh, and it's like, I don't know, you get that, I get the giggles.
Right, yeah. Well, and I love that C-3PO is actually in the cockpit now at Star Tours, in the ride at Hollywood Studios and Disney. I love that now, so... yeah, instead of that generic character they used to have.
Way to go, 3PO. It's a big step up for him. He went from the movies to being your tour guide at the theme park.
Exactly. He got promoted. So yeah, that's our top 5 movie robots. I know you threw your list away, but could you go through yours quickly? Mine is my number 5 is Vision. My number 4 is Ava from Ex Machina. My number 3, Wall-E. Number 2, Johnny 5. Number 1, C-3PO and R2-D2.
I had Tars from Interstellar, David from Prometheus and Alien Covenant, T-800 Terminator, Wall-E from Wall-E, and R2-D2 from everything.
Nice. So we had 2 of the same, right? Wall-E and R2-D2. Look at that.
And we had a couple of others. Well, at least you probably would have wanted Terminator, and I definitely wanted Johnny 5.
Why didn't you include Roy Batty?
Because I had that's one. I had him on my last. He was number 1 on villains.
Okay, so you changed it up. Yeah.
If I hadn't had Roy Batty on top 5 villains, he would have been number 1.
So you cheated too.
I absolutely cheated.
Yeah. Okay. All right, folks. Well, that is it for us. What are your favorite robots? Leave a comment on YouTube. Leave a comment to us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at BlockbusterCast. Follow our personal accounts at BCCord.
I'm at Dave_Quist. And I have to say, every time we get a comment on Twitter, someone's like, hey, they'll have one. And I'm like, damn, I wish I picked that one. Someone always has one that I'm like, how did I miss that one?
I mean, yeah, that's the thing with these lists. I mean, you could interchange it depending on what mood you're in, things like that. So it's just fun to do it,
Good stuff.
Exactly. Dave, I've had a lot of fun tonight.
This was fun.
All right, folks. Well, that is it for us. Again, subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, all that. Leave us reviews. Give us support on Patreon. Become a patron, and we'd appreciate that.
Absolutely.
So we could buy more T-shirts.
So I can buy Ben more T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. Well, that is it for us. For Davo, I'm Ben Secord, and as always, grab some popcorn, grab some snacks. We'll catch you guys. He said at the movies.